in Tokyo. I think Emily's in Tokyo, has put something in the chat, and I've got to ask you because it's a great story. You've talked about a night in Tokyo before the Japanese Grand Prix where you broke your hand banging in a drum to buy the whole of, I'm not sure how to pronounce the name of the bar, but the whole of a bar a shot, resulting in you have to tape your hands to the steering wheel to drive it. Just to let you know, this is still legendary among locals, and the drum has now recovered. Surely not. Is that true?
That's amazing. Geronimo's.
Geronimo, is that how you say it? Geronimo's, yeah.
Very true. Yeah, we quite a few of the drivers were racing the weekend before in Korea, and we took a couple of private planes to Japan so we could purposely go out that evening, the weekend before the Grand Prix. We went to Geronimo's for some drinks. It was supposed to be 2 drinks, go on somewhere else. It ended up being an all-nighter, which is scary considering it's a shot bar. So there's plaques on the wall of people that have done like 200 shots and they're still alive, which I don't believe. But anyway, we weren't trying to win, but we were getting shots for everyone in the bar. So every time you did that, you had to hit a drum with a drumstick. And we were pretty drunk at that moment in time. And I remember looking for the drumstick, not being able to find it. So I punched the drum, which was fine at the time because it swung out the way.
You did.
and then Felipe Massa. I mean, everyone was there. All the drivers were there. Lewis was there as well. Nico Rosberg, Felipe Massa, Mark Webber, DC was everywhere. He was always in a bar. And there was probably 12 F1 drivers. And so Felipe said, no, you need to hit it harder. And he held the drum, and I didn't realize. So he held the drum when I hit it, and went over on my knuckle and broke my knuckle. As soon as I did it, even though I was drunk, I knew I'd done some damage. And DC looked at me and said, "You've broken it, haven't you?" I went, "Yeah." And he got some ice, put it on there. And then the next day I went to the hospital and they x-rayed it. And they said, "Yeah, you've broken your hand. You're going to have to get it, properly wrapped up. You're not going to be able to do anything for a few weeks." I'm like, "Well, I'm driving an F1 car in 4 days." And they said, "Well, you can't do that." I said, "Well, I have to." So they gave me painkillers, strapped up as much as they could, without putting a cast on it. And that was it. So I tried to not tell F1, but they heard. And the doctor's way of judging whether I was strong enough to drive a Formula 1 car is I had to shake his hand. So I had to go in the doctor's office at the circuit, this German guy, and he didn't like that we didn't tell him. So he would shake my hand and squeeze it as hard as he could without me squealing. I mean, have you ever heard of anything like that? So obviously it hurt like hell, but I got away with it. I was able to drive. And then 2 days in, I completely forgot, and Nico Hulkenberg, another F1 driver, walked up to me and shook my hand. And German hand grip was quite strong. And then I think I broke all the other knuckles that moment. So in the race, massive pain. And they had to put something in my glove that could help me grip the steering wheel with that hand. I couldn't be strapped to the steering wheel because I still had to change gear with that hand. But I was using the top fingers, not the bottom fingers. So I was okay. But yeah, the most horrific race.
Determination.